Every word you speak is data your opponent collects. Your talking is not confidence. It is exposure. And by the time you notice the transfer, the exchange is already over. The transfer did not begin when they betrayed you. It began the moment you started explaining yourself. Your words are not communication. They are inventory. Every sentence you produce is a resource your opponent catalogs. Your fears, your limits, your need to be believed. All of it, and you have been doing this your entire life and calling it honesty. Machiavelli was precise about this in The Prince. The one who speaks first surrenders position. Not sometimes. Every time. Every explanation you offer is a debt you didn't know you signed. Think about the last meeting where you explained your decision. It mapped you instead. You are about to understand what silence actually transfers. This knowledge does not make you careful. It makes you dangerous. And dangerous men do not explain themselves. Every time you speak, you are being read. Not listened to. Read. Your word choice reveals your confidence level. Your pace reveals your anxiety. The more you explain yourself, the smaller your frame becomes. You have been doing this your entire life and calling it communication. Speech creates your opponent does not need to interrogate you. Silence is not empty. It is pressure with no release valve. They wait. You fill the space. The map completes itself. This is not only your opponents doing this to you. Think about every institution you have moved through. Job interviews engineered to make you over. Performance reviews, designed to extract your insecurities. Social hierarchies, that reward the loudest and catalog everything said. You sat in that room and told them exactly where you were vulnerable. You called it transparency. They called it intelligence. Most people believe speaking more builds credibility and lose position doing it. You are about to understand what the man who stays quiet actually controls. Machiavelli documented this in the Discourses on Livy. Silence is strategic armor, not absence of thought. The loud man reveals his ceiling. The quiet man makes others guess where his ceiling is. That uncertainty is leverage. You were never given permission to stop explaining yourself. There is a posture Machiavelli described that reverses this completely. It is not a technique. It is a repositioning. The posture is not about speaking less. It is about making your silence do the work your words were doing. When you stop filling space, something shifts in the room. Your opponent's composure becomes the variable, not yours. They begin constructing a version of you from nothing. And the version they construct is shaped entirely by their own fears. When you go quiet, they start confessing. You have been doing this your entire life and calling it patience. That was never patience. That was hesitation dressed in a noble name. Machiavelli understood strategic opacity as an active weapon. Ambiguity is not vagueness. It is controlled projection. Your silence forces them to build a story. The wrong story about you always works in your favor. Picture a negotiation where one party stops justifying their position. The other party fills every pause with concessions. Not because they are weak. Because silence reads as certainty. And certainty is dominance without a single word spoken. Most people reveal themselves trying to appear composed. You are about to understand what composure actually looks like from the outside. This is not something you are being taught. This is something you already knew before they conditioned it out of you. You do not need to be understood. You need to be unreadable. Unreadable is not a mood. Most people believe speaking more builds credibility and lose position doing it. You are about to understand what the man who stays quiet actually controls. Machiavelli documented this in the Discourses on Livy. Silence is strategic armor, not absence of thought. The loud man reveals his ceiling. The quiet man makes others guess where his ceiling is. That uncertainty is leverage. You were never given permission to stop explaining yourself. There is a posture Machiavelli described that reverses this completely. It is not a technique. It is a repositioning. The posture is not about speaking less. It is about making your silence do the work your words were doing. When you stop filling space, something shifts in the room. Your opponent's composure becomes the variable, not yours. They begin constructing a version of you from nothing. And the version they construct is shaped entirely by their own fears. When you go quiet, they start confessing. It is a structure. The structure begins with what you stop doing. You stop reacting at the speed they expect. You stop letting your face confirm their assumptions. You stop filling pauses that were designed to extract you. A man who never overreacts cannot be manipulated through emotion. You have been doing this your entire life, showing your reactions as they happened. In real time, that was not authenticity. That was a live broadcast of your interior. Machiavelli was precise in The Prince. Chapter 18. The ruler who conceals his true nature controls every engagement. Not occasionally, by design. It is architecture. The pause after their question is the most powerful sentence you will never speak. Watch what happens in a room when one man does not react. Someone makes a provocation. Every head turns to see the response. The man who gives nothing back does not look weak. He looks like the only person in the room who already knew. Most people perform composure and reveal the performance doing it. You are about to understand what it means to become it instead. This is not a mask you wear over your old self. Your old self, the one who needed to be read correctly, is the enemy now. That version of you was their entry. Silence with timing is a detonation. Machiavelli called this occasion the precise moment. Not the moment that feels right. The moment that lands heaviest. When you finally speak, they have already decided you are worth listening to. You have been doing this your entire life and calling it waiting. Holding back until that was not strategy. That was discomfort wearing patience as a disguise. The mechanism is asymmetric. Every second you remain silent, your words accumulate weight. They do not know what you are thinking. They do not know if you are certain or calculating. That uncertainty compounds. Silence primes the room. Your words detonate it. Picture a boardroom. One man has said nothing for 40 minutes. Every proposal has been debated, defended, and challenged. Not because of what he said, because of everything they projected onto him while he was quiet. Most people break their silence out of discomfort, and reset the dynamic doing it. That discomfort was never yours to resolve. It belongs to everyone else in the room. It is your most underused resource. Your old habit of filling silence was their entry point. Most people will keep talking. You now know exactly what that costs them. And you will never unsee it. Every conversation you enter from this point is different. Not because you changed your words. Because you stopped needing to use them to survive. The men around you will not understand why you changed. You have been doing this your entire life and calling it being social. Filling every silence because empty space felt like failure. That was not sociability. That was a hunger for approval dressed in friendliness. Machiavelli did not seek approval. He documented what happens predictable. Manageable. The prince does not perform for the room. The room performs for him. Watch the next group conversation you enter. One man talks constantly. Positioning. Explaining. Justifying. Another says 4 words across the entire exchange. Most people spend their entire lives being understood and remain powerless doing it. Power was never in the explanation. This was always in you. They needed you loud so you would stay legible. You are no longer available for that. You are no longer the man who explains himself. You are the one they cannot calculate. And that changes Subscribe. What comes next will make this look like the introduction.